Introduction to A Modern Utopia by H. G. Wells. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. A Modern Utopia by H. G. Wells. A Note to the Reader. This book is, in all probability, the last of a series of writings of which, disregarding certain earlier disconnected essays, my Anticipations was the beginning. Originally I intended Anticipations to be my sole digression from my art or trade, or what you will, of an imaginative writer. I wrote that book in order to clear up the muddle in my own mind about innumerable social and political questions I could not keep out of my work, which it distressed me to touch upon in a stupid, haphazard way, and which no one, so far as I knew, had handled in a manner to satisfy my needs. But Anticipations did not achieve its end. I have a slow, constructive, hesitating sort of mind, and when I emerged from that undertaking I found I had still most of my questions to state and solve. In Mankind in the Making, therefore, I tried to review the social organization in a different way, to consider it as an educational process instead of dealing with it as a thing with future history. And if I made this second book even less satisfactory from a literary standpoint than the former, and this is my opinion, I blundered, I think, more edifyingly, at least from the point of view of my own instruction. I ventured upon several themes with a greater frankness than I had used in Anticipations. I came out of that second effort guilty of much rash writing, but with a considerable development of formed opinion. In many matters I had shaped out at last a certain personal certitude, upon which I feel I shall go for the rest of my days. In this present book I have tried to settle accounts with the number of issues left over or opened up by its two predecessors, to correct them in some particulars, and to give the general picture of a Utopia that has grown up in my mind during the course of these speculations as a state of affairs at once possible and more desirable than the world in which I live. But this book has brought me back to imaginative writing again. In its two predecessors the treatment of social organization had been purely objective. Here my intention has been a little wider and deeper, in that I have tried to present not simply an ideal, but an ideal in reaction with two personalities. Moreover, since this may be the last book of the kind I shall ever publish, I have written into it as well as I can the heretical, metaphysical...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?